Last year, I woke up ready to take my life. Que pase Mufasa, my name is Tatiana, and today is September 22nd, 2020, and it's a very special day for me, and it's something I want to share with complete strangers, anybody who actually will take a second to listen, in hopes that maybe my story will help somebody. You'll have to forgive me. I didn't rehearse this, didn't write anything down. I'm just speaking from the heart, and I'm very emotional today. You'll find out why. Today is the 1-year anniversary of my Freedom Day. For those that might mean something different, but I call it my Freedom Day because last year I finally got the courage to escape three and a half years of being held hostage in an abusive relationship where I was physically abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused. My entire life was controlled. And last year, I woke up ready to take my life. I actually woke up crying that I woke up. I was whole. I remember I was praying several nights before, every night before I went to bed, praying that God would take me. I wouldn't wake up. And when I would wake up, I'd be so depressed that I actually woke up. And last year, on this day, while I was in the shower, because I was only allowed to take quick showers just to wake up, I remember it was like 30 seconds. I just broke down, silently crying that I actually woke up, wishing I hadn't. I remember throughout that day, I no longer feared death. Because while I was with my ex, every time he was beating me, threatening to kill me, at first I used to beg him for my life. Plead. I didn't want to die. But a week after my birthday, which my birthday is June 8th, and so it's about, I think it was maybe around June 15th, 12th, somewhere around there. It was a Saturday. I remember we got into an argument, and he was beating me in the bathroom. He hit me, he pushed me, I went shoving through the bathroom door, I went flying. His little sister came into the bathroom crying, begging him to stop, and he said he had a BB gun and he was going to shoot her in the head if he didn't shut up. And he told me, he's like, I wonder if you can actually die from being shot in the head with a BB gun. He's like, why don't we find out? And he grabbed me by my hair, pulled me up, made me sit on the toilet on the lid. Well, he told me what a piece of crap I was in nice words. I'm going to try my best to use clean language rather than how things really were. So anybody could really watch this and not get taken down. I remember that was the moment I no longer feared death, and that's actually pretty sad. I was actually kind of hoping he would actually take the BB gun and shoot me, and I was just hoping that like it actually would kill me and that it wouldn't hurt. But I wasn't sure. But that was the first time within the 3.5 years that I was with him that I actually didn't plead for my life. And I knew right there that I think I reached a point in my life where I just didn't care anymore. I was pretty sure I was completely numb to where if I didn't care. I didn't want to die throughout my life. I still don't want to die. I mean, fear death, but being with him, I prayed for death because I couldn't take the abuse anymore. So September 22nd, 2019, when I woke up, and I actually was planning on killing myself. Thankfully, my ex had stayed up all night, and he was asleep. During the day, I was out on the patio. I remember I was watching X-Files on my phone. His mom was coming in and out of the trailer for cigarettes, and I was cooking dinner. I was Googling different ways about killing. I don't want to get into too much detail because I don't want anyone else to get an idea. I don't want to be, I just would feel absolutely horrible if anyone did that. But I was looking up if the idea that I had in my mind, if anyone had survived that, what it was, if it is something that would work fast, painless, different things like that. And I was sitting there, and I would always sit on the porch and just daydream what my life could be like. Because I knew that the life that I was living was not supposed to be my life. It did not feel real. I just remember I was telling myself, either today I'm going to successfully escape, or when he captures me again, I'm going to take my punishment, which would usually be a verbal. It would start out verbally, him telling me how bad I was, blah, blah, or it would be either 50-50. Either him being like, oh, baby, I'm sorry, I don't leave, it'll never happen again, blah, blah. A couple hours later, he'll get pissed off and he'll start beating the crap out of me. But regardless, I was either planning, either I was going to escape and get away this time, or I was going to get caught. I was going to just accept my beating, and then the first chance I get, I was going to kill myself the way I was planning. And that was the scariest thing that I had ever accepted in my life, that was going to be my plan for my life at 29. And I just want to share this because it's crazy how things can just open up for you so that you can get on the path that you need to. We were living in a rundown trailer in basically, like, there was this really long dirt road on a ranch. The landlord had it was blocked off by a metal gate that had spikes on the top, and one of the neighbors actually would have big cargo trucks that would come in and out. They were the only ones that could open the gate, and my ex and his mom. And you had to have a remote. You could climb over the gate, but it was very high, hard, and you would get hurt doing it. But I was gonna get out regardless. So I was sitting out there on the phone watching X-Files. His mom came in to smoke a cigarette, and I was even though I was the one that did the cooking, did the cleaning, did everything, I was invisible. And it actually got to my advantage. His mom came in, she went to the bathroom, and I walked behind her into the house, made it seem like, oh, I'm going to check on the food. I turned the stove off, and I just walked out the door. I grabbed my iced coffee that I had made because it was 110 degrees outside, and I was just going to walk to the nearest place to get help. As soon as I walked out the gate for our patio, which she had conveniently left unlocked, so I didn't have to make noise unlocking it, which would have woken my ex. There were cargo trucks throughout the driveway, which never happened. I was able to walk up the long driveway, hiding behind the cargo truck so no one could see me. And someone left that metal gate open with the remote controlled one. So I didn't have to climb over it, try and do anything like that. Every other time I tried to escape, I would go left. Something inside told me to go right. So I went right. I just started walking. I didn't know where I was going. I was terrified. I was crying as I was walking. I was like, I don't know. I realized, I was like, it's Sunday. The police department's closed. I was like, where am I going? I figured just try and get near the main street as possible, because if my ex comes after me, I could make a scene. Maybe somebody would stop and help. That was my plan. At least somewhere get the cops somewhere to help me, because since the police department was closed. I start walking, and I remember that there was a church. I walked to that church, and there I met my angel. I'm not going to use real names in this, but I call her my angel, because I go there, and they were having Spanish service. Now, my Spanish is it's así, but no bueno. They found this one lady who was a year older than me, who was bilingual. She came out, we were talking. They tell me that one of their pastors, one of the English-speaking pastors, is actually a sheriff. So they call him on the phone, they explain everything that's going on. I tell them that I had been held hostage for 3.5 years, all the abuse I've been going through. I just want to leave. My nearest family was over 3,000 miles away on the other side of the country. And I just wanted help. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. This lady, they called the cops. And I remember I left the trailer. It was like between 2 p.m., 3 p.m. that Sunday. And I was there, and the church members, and my angel convinced me to call the police finally around 6 p.m. And this lady, she didn't know me. She stayed with me all night. And she kept calling the police, making sure they were going to come. She brought me and her 13-year-old son out, took me out for a Jack in the Box so I could have a meal. She stayed with me until 2 in the morning when the police finally arrived. And I'm trying to summarize because I know I'm getting kind of wordy and talking. This is getting long, but long story short, the police saw bruises on me. They told me they had to arrest my ex for domestic violence. They were not going to be able to take me to the airport or whatever. They told me that they told me to ask the lady, my angel, to take me. So, complete stranger stays up with me this entire time, over 12 hours. She drove me 45 minutes to the airport, which, sorry, getting ahead. I just want to show the kindness of everyone. I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. While the police were asking me questions about my ex, they deemed it would not be safe for me to be in the back of the car while they were arresting him. In case anything was to happen, they said I'd be locked in the back of the car, and that would not be good. So they took me to Denny's, and they gave me a piece of paper to show the waiter so that there wouldn't be an issue with me just sitting there. And I went in there. The officer took me to Denny's. I showed the waiter. I went in. I said, I need to hide in the furthest back seating that you have. So he took me to the back room. And I remember a couple minutes later, because it was, by this time, it's 3 something in the morning on the 23rd. It's cold. I'm just wearing basketball shorts, a tank top, and broken flip-flops. It's freezing out. And I remember he came and asked if I wanted some hot chocolate. I said, thank you, but I don't have any money. He said, don't worry about it. It's on the house. So he got me some hot chocolate. A couple minutes later, he asked if I was hungry, and he brought me a bowl of fruit. He went and cut it all up and had different fruit, caramel sauce, chocolate, everything. And Everything was on the house. Officer came to come pick me up to take me to my ex's, and he would take me so I can pack a bag, because my angel was going to take me to the airport. My mom was going to buy me a plane ticket so I could come home. When we get to the trailer and we have to walk, I'm walking down this long dirt driveway with 2 officers. When we get actually into the trailer, his mom's throwing a fit, and one of the officers is calming her down, talking to her. The other officer, he's not comfortable because there's roaches everywhere. Place is very dirty, because that's how they lived. I was only allowed to do so much cleaning. I'm a neat freak, and this place was, there were hoarders, roaches everywhere, spiders everywhere, and the officer told me I had 5 minutes to pack my bags. So I went to the room, got as much as I could, things that actually meant the most, and then of course important documents. And I remember he kept saying, "Tatiana, are you almost ready? I feel like these roaches are gonna carry me out." It's kind of funny to think about now, but so I go to the make it go faster. I get my stuff. They take me back to the Denny's where my angel's waiting. She drives 45 minutes to the airport, 3 something in the morning. I remember I had no money. My mom and I didn't know that you have to pay separately with either cash or a debit card for luggage. So I wasn't able to take my suitcase on the plane with me because I didn't have any money. I didn't have a card, anything. I left my phone, everything. Que pasa, Mufasa? Today is September 22nd, 2021, and it is my 2-year anniversary of my Freedom Day, of when I finally got the courage to escape domestic violence and being held hostage. And I'm just, this is, it's wonderful. First, I want to say thank you so much to all the love and support that I have received, and I'm so thankful for that day, because it does get better. I just want to start the video off saying that it gets better. Don't ever give up hope, because I never would have thought that my life could be how it is now when I was in that situation. Now, last year, when I made the first part of the video, at the end, I forgot to turn my phone onto Do Not Disturb. I ended up getting a phone call that interrupted the recording. And every time I tried to go back and try and finish the story, something would happen. I don't know why. I can talk about everything I went through, but for some reason, actually speaking about Freedom Day has been the most difficult thing for me. So I want to say thank you guys for giving me the courage to finish this. And I feel like it is fitting that I finish it on my anniversary. I started on my first anniversary and finishing on my second anniversary. But I'm so sorry for everyone who has been waiting this long, because I uploaded the first video last year on YouTube, and I've been getting messages and comments, and I just now decided to share it on TikTok. And I'm just going to jump right into it. So if I recommend watching the first 6 parts first, or if you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube, watch the first part first so you can understand what's going on. I am going to just start. So I did forget one key thing before I went to the airport. So after the officer took me back to my ex's to pack my bags, and he brought me back to Denny's to wait for my angel before going to the airport. Well, when I was at the trailer, I had grabbed a quick change of clothes. I grabbed some sweats, a hoodie, and some actual shoes real quick. So I had that, and I had that in my hands, and I had my suitcase. And when we got to Denny's, I quickly went to the bathroom and I changed so that I can get out of the basketball shorts, tank top, and broken flip-flops and actually be warm since it was so cold out that night. And, excuse me, my angel lived right down the street, so I was just waiting for her, and she came there really quick. And I had asked that waiter, who was really kind, how much a bottle of water was, because I was able to find a little bit of change. And once again, he gave that to me on the house. And the water bottle plays a key part. That's why I had to go back and mention it. So when my angel got there and picked me up, she took me to the airport, which was about 45 minutes away. And like I was saying in the last video, we didn't know that you had to pay separately for your luggage. So all I had was my purse, which was one of those like mini backpacks, and then I had my big suitcase. So my angel agreed to actually hold on to my suitcase for me, which had, you know, my gaming consoles, my DSLR camera, childhood pictures, and some clothes, and VHSs of my childhood, and a lot of like things that really were sentimental and meant a lot to me. And she agreed, you know, I just sent her the money, PayPal it, she would mail everything to me. So I got what I could. I emptied my purse of anything unnecessary, put it in the suitcase, and I grabbed, you know, a couple little changes of clothes. I grabbed important documents like my birth certificate, my driver's license, and just the real important stuff, and I put it in my bag. And we took the suitcase back, and, you know, I put it in her trunk, and she walked me back inside. And for someone who I had just met just a couple hours prior, it was a very emotional goodbye. I remember we hugged, and I thanked her for everything. And I remember going up on the escalator, and she was down there waiting for, before I got on the escalator, she actually gave me all the money that she had. It was change. It was just a couple dollars in change, but she knew I didn't have anything and she wanted to help. So I had just my backpack with clothes and important documents, maybe like $2 in change, and a bottle of water. So, because it was gonna be a while. It was, at this time, it was about 4 in the morning before I was going through security and stuff. And I remember going up the escalator to go through security, and she was at the bottom of the escalator just watching me, and we were waving. And I had never felt anything like that before. Someone I had just met, and it, like, just crying my eyes out because I was saying goodbye. Like, she's my angel. I didn't want to cry. I tried to get all my tears out last night. I guess we'll find out how waterproof my makeup is. But I was going through security, and there was this older gentleman in front of me. You know, we're taking our shoes off, emptying our pockets, doing all that stuff, and putting them in the bins. And I had my bottle of water. And one of the TSA agents told me, you know, oh, you can't bring that through. Dump the water in the trash can, and you can have your empty bottle on the other side, which I was really thankful for, because I didn't, you know, if you've ever been to an airport, they charge like $5 for a bottle of water, and it's hard to find a water fountain. I was like, you know, I don't have anything. I at least want a bottle of water. I'm deathly afraid of flying and everything, and I have really bad anxiety, so I was like, bottle of water would help. And like I said, it was about 4 in the morning. My first flight wasn't until noon, so I wasn't going to be able to afford food. I at least wanted a bottle of water. And as we're going through, the gentleman was like, you look like you're having a really rough night. Like, my face is swollen from crying so much. I have the bruises, and like I said, I'm just wearing sweats and a hoodie. And so I tell him, like, I just left my abusive boyfriend, and I'm flying home to be with my mom, who I haven't seen in 11 years. And I was like, I'm starting a new life. So I was like, I got a lot on my mind. He congratulated me. And, you know, we went through the metal detectors and everything. And they threw out my water bottle. And with everything going on, I was like, oh my God, no, they threw out my water bottle. And the gentleman, he was putting his shoes back on, and he's like, is everything okay? They threw out your water bottle? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I needed that. I was like, oh well, I'll figure something out. He goes into his wallet and he gives me $10. And he says, here, this is enough for you to get another bottle of water and to go get a snack or something to eat. And I start crying. I'm like, thank you. And he's like, don't worry about it. Just go on. He's like, you'll be okay. And I'm probably annoying this man, because for like 30 seconds, minute, I'm just like, thank you. I really appreciate it. You have no idea, you know, how appreciative I am. And so I go, and because of that $10, I was able to buy a bottle of water, and I got a muffin. And I go to, you know, I go to the bathroom, I go to find where my gate is, because I had to take 3 flights, and I was going across the country. And I'm, like I said, I'm deathly afraid of flying. I'd only done it once before. And so my anxiety was like through the roof. And with everything going on, like I knew they arrested him and my ex. So I'm just like, oh my God, like when he gets out, he's gonna come after me. Am I doing the right thing? You know, I can't go back now. Like my mind is racing like crazy. And I hadn't slept. At this point, you know, it's like, we'll just start, you know, I going through, it's like 4 something in the morning, that Monday, the 23rd. I woke up the morning of the 22nd. So I had already been awake for over 24 hours, walking to the church, crying, everything emotional and all that. So mentally I was just drained. But I had so much going on. Like, I was afraid to sleep at the airport, because I was like, what if I end up missing my flight? So I actually stayed up that entire time, and I had a tiny little notebook. I tried to write. I was only able to write 1 entry, and I left my phone when I had left the house. That way my ex couldn't track me, because we had iPhone SEs and he tracked my every movement, every little thing that I did. So even though the police said legally the phone was mine because it was gifted to me, I left it. I did not want to take it. I didn't want anything to do with anything he gave me. I didn't want him to find me, even though he knew I was going to my mom's, but I didn't want him to be able to track me when he got out or anything like that. So from like 4 something till noon, I just stared out the window watching the planes, trying to psych myself up for trying to comprehend everything that's going on, and telling myself, like, you're about to have a new life. Like, you're actually free. You can do what you want. You can talk to whoever you want. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about that. And my mind is just like boom, 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 all over the place. So noon comes and I get on my first flight, and I have the aisle seat, and I'm looking around for before I get on the plane. I'm looking around for phones. You have to pay like $4 to make a phone call. I wanted to be able to call my mom and let her know that I'm getting ready to get on the first plane, because this isn't the first time. Like, I had tried to escape before, and I just wanted my mom to know that I was okay, and that, hey, I'm on the way. So I get on I didn't have enough money to make the phone call. So when I get on the plane, like I said, I'm in the aisle seat, and the gentleman in the middle, he was from Egypt, which we ended up talking about, and he had his phone out and it was just sitting there. I was like, excuse me, sir. I was like, I have a weird question. I was like, do you mind if I just call my mom real quick? I was like, in the United States. I just want to let her know that I'm on the plane and I'm on the way. He was like, yeah, sure, absolutely. So I give her a call, everything goes well. And when the flight starts, I immediately, I'm gripping the seat and I'm like shaking, like when we're going up into the air, everything. And there was a little turbulence. So the gentleman starts talking to me. He's like, you're escaping something. And for everyone I sat next to, I feel was sent from God. Everyone I came across was sent from God because they were an angel in one way or another. So to distract me from my fear of the airplane, this gentleman started talking to me. He's like, you're running from something, you're escaping, what's going on? So I let him know what I was going through. And then when the plane levels out, he's like, now look at that, you weren't thinking about the plane. I was like, wow. I was like, he started asking me all these questions and talking to me to distract me from my fear of flying, which I appreciated. He was an interesting man. Apparently, I learned a little bit about Egypt, or at least where he was from, which I don't remember, but he was trying to convince, that this is part where it gets a little creepy. He was trying to convince me to go to Egypt with him and marry a rich man and be an English translator there. And he said I'd be worth 4 camels. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I don't know how much a camel is worth in Egypt. If anyone from Egypt is seeing this, can you comment? Let me know how much a camel is worth, just out of curiosity. I don't know, would I be cheap, or what, a decent amount. But so we're casually just talking. It was a short flight. It was from California to Arizona. And from there, we got off the plane, and he was trying to get my phone number and everything, and he bought me a bag of chips and a soda, so I appreciated that. But he's trying to get my number, and I was just like, oh well, my mom has your number because I called you and everything. I was like, I don't have a phone. So he helped me in the beginning, but then he got a little creepy. But it was interesting conversation. So when I go to I had to wait a little bit. I don't remember exactly the time the flight was, but while I was in Arizona, there was this wonderful lady who was working at the customer service, and I just went up to her and I was like, excuse me, ma'am, I'm escaping domestic violence and I'm trying to get home to my mom. I said, I don't have a phone. I don't have enough money to use the public phones. May I please use the customer service phone and call my mom and let her know I'm on the way? And she immediately was like, use this number to dial out. You're good here. And she was wonderful. And so I was able to call my mom, let her know I got to Arizona okay, and all that. So when the time came for my next flight, I was in the middle seat. And this is where I met another angel. I call her we'll call her Miss E. She was an older woman who I'm still in contact with very frequently on Facebook. I'm still in contact with my angel. We like each other's pictures and, posts and stuff, but we haven't really talked that much. But Miss E and we still frequently talk. So she was another angel, but Miss E was talking to me about God and how I have a purpose in life, and it's a miracle. There was a reason why we sat next to each other, and she talked to me the whole time. And once again, I was nervous on the flight, but she helped calm me. And I appreciated that so much. She was so sweet. And she even bought me dinner on the plane. She bought me a sandwich, which came, I think it was pretzels, and then a tiny little Dr. Pepper. It was so cute. But because of her, I was able to eat. All I had were little snacks, but she gave me my actual meal, and I appreciate that so much. And she just was talking to me about her life, what she's going through, and I shared a little bit of mine, and we truly just became friends, and it was a wonderful experience, and I'm very thankful to meet Miss E as well. So we get to the state that I was going to, I try to keep everything private, just, as you understand, I don't want my ex to ever know where I'm at. So we arrived there, and then I have one more flight, which would only be like 45 minute flight. And this time I am in the window seat. And during this entire time, I'm like, you know what? I am stronger than I give myself credit for. I've been through so much. Look at what I'm doing right now. I was like, I'm going to face my fear. I literally looked out the window the entire time from takeoff to landing. And actually, it's kind of messed up. I was actually kind of sad that the flight was so short because I was loving the view. It was nighttime and I'm seeing all the lights, and I wasn't afraid anymore. I was not afraid of flying. I faced my fear. And I remember I arrived at midnight that Tuesday. So it was now the 24th. And I remember getting off the plane and I was thanking the pilots. I was like, I was actually terrified of flying. I was like, but that was literally the smoothest flight I've ever been on. Like, you would not have even known you were taking off, you were landing. Like, it was literally smooth. Like, those pilots were amazing. So I thanked them and I got off the plane and I went to go find my mom, who I hadn't seen in 11 years. And I talked to her today. I'm gonna try and see. She's trying to see if she still has the video, but my sister, her then fiance, now husband, and my nephew were there with my mom, and they had signs. And my sister's then fiance, now husband, he was recording all this, and you see me coming out the gate, and I hug my mom and we cry. I never thought I'd see her again. It was a beautiful, emotional thing. So I left in the afternoon on the 22nd, that's Sunday, and midnight Tuesday morning, I was with my mom and my family and safe, thousands of miles away from my ex. And I still hadn't slept. That was the roughest part. All the crying and emotions and everything I've been through, and all the flying, and I hadn't slept in 2 days. We went to a Waffle House, and my mom treated us all to steaks, and it was so good. So we're at Waffle House in the morning eating steaks, and we got home, and I hadn't taken a hot bath in years because we didn't have hot water at the trailer. That's a different story. And my mom has this beautiful tub. It was nice and deep, and she let me have bubbles, and I took like this hot bubble bath, and I just soaked in there for a couple hours. And then my sister had just been given a twin bed. It was brand new. It only slept in 2-3 days, and we were sharing the basement together, and they gave me the brand new bed to sleep on, and I walked in, and I'm just looking, and I'm just like, this is so different. Like, none of it felt real. But that was my freedom day. I'm going to continue to make videos about everything that I went through, and during and after, because even though I'm free now, it's still a journey of healing every single day. And for anyone who watched this, I want to thank you for not only your support, but for showing me that my voice does matter. That means a lot. My ex used to tell me all the time, no one cared about me, no one cared about what I had to say. But all of you have proved that wrong. I knew he was wrong. Like, in my head, I knew he was wrong. But the fact that you guys have shown me so much love and support, you actually listen to me, means a lot to me. And I tried to rush through everything, just get to the major points of the story and what really happened on my Freedom Day. But of course, you know, excuse me, there was more that happened, like more detail, but that would just draw it out even more. So I'll get more into that if anyone wants to, if there's anything anyone wants to know in particular. But I truly encourage everyone to speak. If you are currently a victim, please get out as soon as you can, as safely as possibly as you can. If someone puts their hands on you, the respect is gone. There is no love. Don't listen to the, oh baby, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again, it'll never happen. No, it will. Please have the self-love and the self-respect to know no one deserves that. I encourage all survivors to share your story, because we need to stick together. The more that you speak about it, the more you take your power back. Don't let anyone take your power. You take that back. I know it's never easy. You have your moments where you feel like you're right back in it. And you know what? That's normal. When you experience severe trauma, it happens. But just know that you are never alone. Whether it's, if you go through the comments of all my videos, there have been many other survivors who have said, if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. We need to stand together. There are so many other people out there. But anybody who will watch my videos, if you ever need someone to talk to, reach out. I will get back to you as soon as I can. You are not alone. If you ever feel like no one cares, no one loves you, anything like that, know that I love you. I care. And so many other people out there do too. You are not alone. You matter.